let's start our today's session with the Laplace transform. See, before going to start today's session, let's recall formula which we learned yesterday's lecture. Okay, so everyone get ready. We'll ask randomly from all of you, right? Because without doing yesterday's formula, we cannot solve any example of today, right? So let's start our first formula. Laplace of 1. Laplace of 1. L is the symbol of Laplace. Laplace of 1 is what? Let me know in the chat box. Yes, very good, Mahir. Thank you. 1 by S. Now, Laplace of e raised to at. Laplace of e raised to at. Yes, good Hitarth, Akhilesh. That is 1 upon S minus A. What about Laplace of sine at? Laplace of sine at is what? Good. Kevin, Hitarth, yes, good. Many other students also give the bunch, yes. Trupti, Unnati, good, good. A upon S square plus A square. Now, Laplace of cos at. Laplace of cos at. Yes, Devendra. S upon S square plus A square. Very good. Abhay, Smith, Devendra, Prayans. Very nice. And other students also give their answers. So who are active and giving the response? Thank you, all of you. Next, Laplace of t raised to n. What about Laplace of t raised to n? See, there are two different formula, right? So if our n is the whole number, if our n is whole number, then that is n factorial. If n is whole number, then n factorial upon s raised to n plus 1. And if n is fraction, then gamma n plus 1 upon s raised to n plus 1. Okay. Now, what about the Laplace of e raised to minus at? Laplace of e raised to minus at is yes, yes, very good. That is 1 upon s, 1 upon s plus a. Good. And Laplace of sine hyperbolic at. What about Laplace of sine hyperbolic at? Anyone? Yes, yes, very good, very good. Many answers are coming that is a upon a square minus a square, right? And similarly, the last is Laplace of cos hyperbolic at. That is, if cos is there, yes, good Vedanshi, s upon s square minus a square. Okay, thank you all of you who are giving your kind response. And I request the other students, please try to give your response, right? Now, let's move our today's session, that is Laplace transform. Here, we apply the direct formula for the solution of the example, and for that, we apply the linearity property. That is, if Laplace of f1s is equal to capital F1s, and see, this is and the Laplace of F2s is equal to capital F2s, then Laplace of AF1s plus BF2s is equal to AF1s plus B capital F2s. Students, it is easy. Here we can apply the Laplace on both the function separately if there is plus or minus sign between two different functions. Okay, so let's start the example for the better understanding, and that is find Laplace transform for t square plus sine 3t plus e raised to 2t. What does it mean? Here they asked to find the Laplace transform for three functions, right? They may also ask like find Laplace and these three functions 4t square plus sine 3t plus e raised to 2t. Okay, so both are same. In exam, either they ask in the word form, find the Laplace transform, or they may ask through this symbol, just capital L. Okay, both are same. As we are applying here linearity property, so 4 into Laplace of t square plus Laplace of sine 3t and plus Laplace of e raised to 2t. As plus symbol is between these three terms, so we apply Laplace separately on all these three terms. Now, for the first term, Laplace of t square, so we apply here Laplace of t raised to n formula. And here our n is 2, which is whole number. So we apply factorial formula, that is n factorial upon s raised to n plus 1. So that is 2 factorial upon s raised to 2 plus 1. So first is 2 upon s cube. For second, Laplace of sine 3t, that is 3 upon s square plus 9. Right? Sine is there. So numerator is 3 and denominator is s square plus a square. So s square plus 9. Laplace of e raised to 2t, we can directly apply 1 upon s minus a formula, and our a is 2 here. So 1 upon s minus 2. After simplification, final answer is what? After simplification, our final answer is 8 upon s cube, then 3 upon s square minus s square plus 9 and plus 1 upon s minus 2. So any doubt, students, about this example? In this, we direct apply the Laplace formula. Okay, let's move with one more example, and that is find the Laplace transform of sine 2t into sine 3t. See, students, here there is no plus sign between these two terms. They are correlate with multiply, right? So it is only one term. It is not two different terms. So for finding this Laplace sine 2t sine 3t, we apply 2ss formula. And what is that? See, 2ss is 2. This is sine 3t. I put sine 3t first and into sine 2t, right? So I multiply with 2 and divide with 2. So this sine 3t into sine 2t will convert into the 2ss, that is c minus c, right? So 1/2 cos 3t plus 2t, that is 5t, cos 5t minus 3t minus 2t, that is just t. So that is cos t. Got it? So we convert this sine 3t into sine 2t into cos 5t minus cos t. Now we have two different terms, cos 5t and cos t. So we apply the linearity property on that, and the 1/2 Laplace of, see, this one is minus, right? So here is minus sign. So 1/2 Laplace of cos t minus 1/2 Laplace of cos 5t. And you all very well know the formula of Laplace of cos t, that is s upon s square plus 1. And here s upon s square plus 25. 1/2 is common for both the term. Got it, everyone? Okay. So let's move with one more example. That is, find the Laplace transform of sine square 3t. See, we have the formula to apply the Laplace for only sine t. Okay, for only sine t. We have no formula for sine square, for sine cube, for sine raised to 4. Okay, in that case, we have to convert our square into the linear form. So the formula of sine square theta, that is 1 minus cos 60 by 2. That is like sine square theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta, 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. Okay. So I'm applying this formula for this sine square 3t. So 1 minus cos 2 theta, our theta is 3t. So multiply with 2, that is 60. So 1 minus cos 60 by 2. Now 1/2 is common for both the term. And now we apply linearity property. So Laplace of 1 and Laplace of cos 60. So Laplace of 1 is 1 by s, and cos 60, that is s upon s square plus 36. After taking LCM, here we have s square plus 36 minus s square, and in the denominator s into s square plus 36. So both s square will be cancelled, and 36 by 2, that is 18 upon s into s square plus 36. Got it, everyone? Any doubt? Any doubt, students? Okay. Okay. No doubt. Thank you. So let's move with one more formula, one more example, and that is find the Laplace transform of cos square t. Okay. So Laplace of cos square t is Laplace of 1 plus cos 2t by 2. Again, we cannot apply direct Laplace on this square. That's why we convert this cos square t into the linear form, that is 1 plus cos 2t by 2. Again, apply the linearity property, that is 1/2 Laplace of 1 plus Laplace of cos 2t by applying Laplace formula. Laplace of 1 is 1 by s. Cos 2t, Laplace of cos 2t is s upon s square plus 4. And by taking LCM, so s square plus 4 plus s square. So here we have 2s square plus 4. So if we get 2 common, then these 2 will be cancelled. And in the numerator, we have s square plus 2. And in the denominator, s into s square plus 4. Right? Okay. Now, one more example. Find the Laplace transform of cos root t upon root t. Okay. This is important example. See carefully. Students, this is the series of cos theta. This series we learned in the last semester in the Taylor series form. So cos theta is what? 1 minus theta square upon 2 factorial plus theta raised to 4 upon 4 factorial minus theta raised to 6 upon 6 factorial, like this. Here one term is positive, one term is negative, and all even terms in this series. If we replace this x by root t, then here 1 minus t upon 2 factorial plus t square upon 4 factorial minus, like that. If we divide this whole series with root t, then cos root t upon root t. So 1 upon root t, that is t raised to minus 1/2. T upon root t, that is t raised to 1/2. 2 factorial, keep it the same. Same, if we divide t square by root t, that is t raised to 3 by 2 upon 4 factorial. Okay, up to so on. Now, we want to find, see, we convert this cos root t upon root t into the series form, right? We just convert cos root t upon root t into the series form. Now we want to find the Laplace transform of these. So we apply Laplace both the sides. So Laplace of cos root t upon root t is equal to, Laplace of t raised to minus 1 half minus 1 by 2 factorial Laplace of t raised to 1 half plus 1 by 4 factorial Laplace of t raised to 3 by 2. Now, here we have to apply Laplace of t raised to n formula. Laplace of t raised to n formula, right? Now, what is n? In this series, okay, Vidhi. See students, in this series, this n is fraction. This n is fraction. As n is fraction, so we have to apply formula gamma n plus 1 upon s raised to n plus 1, right? So for the first term, what is our n? For the first term, our n is minus 1 half. So if I apply this formula, minus gamma minus 1 half plus 1 upon s raised to minus 1 half plus 1. So what is our first term? Minus 1 half plus 1. So our numerator is just 1 half and in the denominator is again s raised to 1 half, right? So by applying Laplace of t raised to n, where n is fraction form, we get our first term like this, right? Similarly, for the second term, here our n is 1 half students. This one is minus 1 half and this one is plus 1 half. So if I apply plus 1 half in this formula, then 1 half plus 1 upon s raised to 1 half plus 1. So 1 half plus 1 means now my numerator is gamma 3 by 2 and denominator is s raised to 3 by 2, right? So see, now listen carefully. There is another formula, students, and that is gamma n plus 1 is equal to n gamma n. Gamma n plus 1 is equal to n gamma n. So if I represent my gamma 3 by 2 is equal to gamma 1 half plus 1, right? Then gamma 1 half plus 1 is what? 1 half gamma 1 half. 1 half gamma 1 half. Got it, everyone? This is most important formula. Gamma n plus 1 is equal to n gamma n. So gamma 3 by 2 is gamma 1 half plus 1 is equal to 1 half gamma 1 half. So for the second term, this one, my first gamma 3 by 2 upon s raised to 3 by 2, right? This is gamma 3 by 2 upon s raised to 3 by 2. Similarly, for the third term, what is my n? In the third term, my n is 3 by 2. So if I put here 3 by 2 plus 1, that is 5 by 2, and upon s raised to 5 by 2, right? So gamma 5 by 2 upon s raised to 5 by 2. As I told you, I represent, now see carefully, this gamma 3 by 2 is equal to 1 half gamma 1, right? Here we apply formula gamma n plus 1 is equal to n gamma n. So gamma 3 by 2 is equal to gamma 1 half plus 1. So 1 half gamma 1 half. Similarly, for gamma 5 by 2 students, gamma 5 by 2 is what? Gamma 3 by 2 plus 1. So that is 3 by 2, gamma 3 by 2, right? And this gamma 3 by 2 is what? Gamma 3 by 2 is 1 half gamma 1. So I represent 3 by 2, 1 half gamma 1 half. Okay. So the value of gamma 5 by 2 is 3 by 4 gamma 1 half. And one more thing is that gamma 1 half is root pi. Gamma 1 half is root pi. Okay. So now see, first term is gamma 1/2 upon s raised to 1/2. Second term is 1 by 2 factorial. This gamma 3 by 2 is, this gamma 3 by 2 is 1/2 gamma 1/2. This gamma 5 by 2 is 3 by 2, 1 by 2, gamma 1/2, right? S raised to 5 by 2, keep it the same. Now, in all numerator, there is gamma 1/2 and gamma 1/2 is root pi. So this is root pi. This is again root pi. This is again root pi. So we keep root pi common from numerator and s raised to 1/2 from denominator. So root pi upon root s will common from all the terms. So the remaining term is, students, 1 minus 4 by s plus 1 upon 2 factorial 4 upon 4s whole square. Okay. So our final answer is square root of pi by s e raised to minus 1 by 4s. See, this is the series and this is the series of e raised to minus theta, right? See, if we have e raised to x, then our series is 1 minus x plus x square minus x cube, like this, for minus x. So this is the series of e raised to minus 1 by 4s. Okay. Now, one example you have to do by yourself, and that is find the Laplace transform of sine root t. Okay, you have to do this by yourself. Any doubts, students, about this example or till that example? Let me know. Okay, thank you, Devanshi. Anyone? Okay, okay. So thank you, students who are giving their response. Now, tell me, I am giving you one example. Find the Laplace transform of sine root t, right? So, what about, just a minute. What about sine x? You have to find Laplace of sine root t, right? For that, you have to start with what, student? Sine x. You have to first write the series of sine x, and that is x minus x cubed by 3 factorial plus x raised to 5 by 5 factorial up minus x raised to 7 by 7 factorial, like this, right? So if I replace this x by root t, then sine root t is there, right? So here root t, or we can write t raised to 1/2 minus t raised to 3 by 2 upon 3 factorial plus t raised to 5 by 2 upon 5 factorial minus up to so on. Now we apply Laplace both the side. Okay, students? And you have to give me final answer tomorrow. Okay, I will ask final answer tomorrow from your side. Got it, everyone? Okay. So this is the hint you have to do by yourself. Now tell me, if I want to find the Laplace of sine cube 2t, what we have to do? Anyone? Yes, Akhilesh, I'm going to unmute you. Yes.
We will write, ma'am, that formula of sine 3t equals to 3 sine t minus 4 sine cube t. In that, we will add as 2t instead of
Okay,
t.
okay, just tell me, if I want to find the Laplace of sine cube 2t is equal to, see, Laplace of, can you Tell me what is the proper formula for this 2t, sine cube 2t?
Ma'am, it will be
3.
3 sine 2t
Huh?
minus
Yes, good.
minus 3 sine 60
Minus
whole divided by 4.
just sine 60 whole divide by
Whole
4.
divided
Yes,
by
yes,
4.
very good, very good. Thank you, Akhilesh. You are right, right? So, yes, students, for finding this cube of sine 2t, right? Sine cube 2t. Here we apply this formula. So we keep this 1 by 4 common. We keep 1 by 4 common for both the terms, and that is 1 by 4, and apply the linearity property, that is 3 Laplace of sine 2t minus Laplace of sine 60, right? So, any doubts, students? Got it, everyone? Okay. Let me tell. Laplace of sine 2t is what? 2 upon s square plus 4, and this is 6 upon s square plus 36. Okay. Now, one student has doubt that which formula is this. See, this is sine cube theta is equal to 3 sine theta minus sine 3 theta whole by 4. Okay. Or you may apply this sine 3 theta as a subject also. Okay. Right. Now, before going to start the next topic, first tell me if you have Laplace of, just a minute, you have to find Laplace of t square plus e raised to minus 2t plus cos hyperbolic square 3t. So for the first term, student, you all know, if I apply linearity property in this case, then for the first term, yes, good, Mahir. Our answer of the first term, that is 2 upon s cube. The answer of the second term, that is 1 upon s plus 2. Now, what about the last term? If I apply linearity property for the Laplace of cos hyperbolic square 3t. Anyone? Only one student is there. Akhilesh again. I want the response from all of you. No one? Please raise your hand. Oh, yes. Artha, Unnati. Oh, yes, yes. Mahir. Okay. They all give the answer in the chat box. So you are right. No, Jignesh, you are partially wrong. See, what is the formula we apply here? That is, we apply here Laplace of 1 plus cos hyperbolic 60 by 2. Okay. cos hyperbolic square 3, that is 1 plus cos hyperbolic 60 by 2. Students, it is the same formula as cos hyperbolic theta. Cos hyperbolic square theta is equal to 1 plus cos hyperbolic 2 theta divided by 2. Okay. So the second topic is, students, state first shifting theorem, and it is the most important topic, as again it is the basic of the Laplace transform, but it is the most important for our future and the next one topics also. Okay, so listen carefully everyone. First shifting theorem, statement of the first shifting theorem is what? If Laplace of f of t is equal to f of s, then Laplace of e raised to minus at f of t is equal to f of s plus a, is equal to f of s plus a. So in this, proof of the theorem is, if we apply the Laplace on the function f of t, then we have the defined definition and we have the defined formula. And what is that? A formula is integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus st ft dt. So if we have exponential term, listen carefully everyone. If we have exponential term with this function in the multiplied form, then e raised to minus st, e raised to minus at ft dt, right? Here, now our function is what? E raised to minus at, and our f of t is e raised to minus st ft. If I get minus common, s plus a t ft dt. So by the formula, see, Laplace of f of t, then you may write integration 0 to infinity e raised to minus st ft dt. Okay, here your function is ft, right? So if you have given left hand side, you may write right hand side. If you have given right hand side, you may write left hand side, right? Similarly, if I replace this s by, and this is equal to f of s. Listen carefully, students. This is the formula, or this is the definition of Laplace of function of t, and this is equal to f of s. Why? Here the multiple of minus t is s. So with the help of this, if we may write like this, then the integration 0 to infinity, e raised to minus s plus a into t ft dt is equal to f of s plus a. Got it everyone? Any doubt for the proof of this theorem? Okay, so see, with the proof of this theorem, let's start some example, and that is, see, suppose you have given Laplace of sine 2t, right? Then what is your answer? Your answer is 2 upon s square plus 4, right? But now listen carefully. If your question is Laplace of e raised to minus 3t sine 2t, okay? Now these both term are in the multiplication form. This one sine 2t is your function of t, and your function of t with exponential term. At that time, what you have to do for finding this or for the solution of this example, at that time you have to first write the Laplace of sine 2t, and your Laplace of sine 2t is what, student? Your Laplace of sine 2t is 2 upon s square plus 4. Then after applying first shifting theorem, you have to apply first shifting theorem, FST, first shifting theorem. Laplace of e raised to minus 3t sine 2t is, you have to just replace your s by s plus 3. You have to replace your s by s plus 3. So your answer is 2 upon s plus 3 whole square plus 4. Okay. And after simplification, your final answer is 2 upon s square plus 6x plus 9 plus 4, that is 30. So for the applying first shifting theorem, there are two terms in the multiplied form. One term is exponential and other term is the function of t. First, you have to apply Laplace on your function of t, and then you replace your s by, if it is minus sign in the exponential term, you have to replace s by s plus a. If there is plus sign, listen carefully, if there is plus sign in the exponential term, you have to replace your s by s minus a. See, suppose your question is like this: find the Laplace of e raised to 2t cos t. Okay. Now, what you have to do first? Now your function is what, students? Cos t, right? So we are finding Laplace of cos t first, and Laplace of cos t is s upon s square plus 1. Okay. But our main question is not only cos t. Our main question is e raised to 2t into cos t, right? So by applying first shifting theorem, Laplace of e raised to 2t cos t, that is, we have to replace our s by what? S minus 2. Why? Because in the exponential term, our this 2 is positive. If this is positive, we replace by s minus 2. If this is negative, we replace by s plus 2. As this is positive, so we replace all s by s minus 2. That is s minus 2 in the denominator, s minus 2 whole square plus 1. So after simplification, our final answer is s minus 2, s square minus 4s minus 4 plus 1, that is 4 plus 1, that is 5, right? So it is really simple. When you have asked for find the Laplace and two terms, one term is function of t and other term is exponential term, then first you have to find the Laplace of your function of t, and then by applying first shifting theorem, you have to just replace your s by s plus a or s minus a, and that is plus and minus is depends on the multiple of t in the exponential term, right? So let's start some example for the better understanding. See here. Find the Laplace transform of e raised to minus 3t t raised to 4. Okay. So in this case, what is our function of t? Students, here we want to find the Laplace of e raised to minus 3t t raised to 4, right? So this t raised to 4 is our function. So Laplace f of t. So Laplace of t raised to 4 is what? 4 factorial upon s raised to 5, right? And factorial upon s raised to n plus 1. But our main question is not only t raised to 4, that is e raised to minus 3t t raised to 4. For that, by the first shifting theorem, we have to replace our s by what, student? S by s plus 3, because in the exponential term there is minus sign. So we replace s by s plus 3. If it is minus sign, we replace by plus sign. If it is plus sign, we replace by minus sign. So we replace s by s plus 3 whole raised to 5. Got it, everyone? Okay. Tell me, if You ask by e raised to 4t t cube. Okay. Now raise your hand. What is the answer of this question? What is the answer of this question? Only one student is there. What about the others? Raise your hand. Okay. Okay, Ritu, I'm going to unmute you. Now tell me, what is the answer of this question? Yes, Ritu. What we have to do first? Ritu, you are unmute now. Give me your answer. Many students have given answer in the chat box. Okay, I think there is some problem. So yes, your 15 to 20 students have given their answer in the chat box, and that is yes, Ritu. Yes, Ritu. What we have to do first? Laplace of t cube. And what is that? Laplace of t cube is, student, 3 factorial upon s raised to 4, right? By applying first shifting theorem, Laplace of e raised to 4t t cube. So we have to just replace our s by s minus 4. So 3 factorial, that is 6 upon s minus 4 raised to 4, right? Here the power of e, multiple of t, is positive. So we replace by minus sign. Let's move with another example. Okay, thank you. Many students have given answer in the chat box. So thank you for your kind response. Let's move with one more example. Find the Laplace transform of e raised to t raised to minus 1/2. Students, here Laplace of t raised to minus 1/2. As our power of t is fraction, so we apply the formula of Laplace of t raised to n of gamma, and that is gamma n plus 1 upon s raised to n plus 1, right? What is n here? N is minus 1/2. So minus 1/2 plus 1, that is gamma 1/2. And in the denominator, minus 1/2 plus 1, that is again 1/2. So s raised to 1/2. And as you all know, gamma 1/2 is what? Root pi, right? So our numerator is root pi, denominator is root s, right? So we may write square root of pi by s. But our main question is Laplace of e raised to t into t raised to minus 1/2. So a multiple of t in the exponential term, that is 1, that is positive. So we replace our s by s minus 1, and this is our final answer. Okay. Okay, Ritu. Yes, there is some technical issue, so no problem. Find the Laplace transform of e raised to 2t sine 3t. Students, here our function of t is sine 3t. So Laplace of sine 3t is 3 upon s square plus 9. But our main question is e raised to 2t into sine 3t. So by applying by the first shifting theorem, e raised to 2t sine 3t. So we replace our s by s minus 2, right? Because here positive sign is there. So 3 upon s minus 2 whole square plus 9. And after simplification, this is our answer. Students, this is the first shifting theorem topic, and it is the most important for the another topic also, right? So please try to understand it carefully. The next question, find the Laplace transform of e raised to minus 3t into 2 cos phi t minus 3 sin phi t. Here our function of t is this bracket. So first we find the Laplace of 2 cos phi t minus 3 sin phi t. Here we apply the linearity property, and after applying linearity property, 2 Laplace of cos phi t minus 3 Laplace of sin phi t. So Laplace of cos phi t is what? S upon s square plus 25. And Laplace of sin phi t is 5. 5 means a upon s square plus a square. So 5 upon s square plus 25. So this is 2s upon s square plus 25 minus 15 upon s square plus 25. So if you wish, you may also write like 2s minus 15 upon s square plus 25, right? Now, by first shifting theorem, you have to find e raised to minus 3t into this. So you have to just replace your s by, here we replace our s by s plus 3, right? So this is s plus 3, here s plus 3 whole square, again s plus 3 whole square. So you may also write u 2s plus 3 minus 15 upon s plus 3 whole square plus 25. So after simplification, the answer will be same, right? 2s minus 9, s square plus 6x plus 34. So next, find the Laplace transform of e raised to minus 2t sin 4t plus t square. Here again our function of t is sin 4t plus t square. So Laplace of sin 4t is 4 upon s square plus 60. Laplace of t square is 2 upon s cube. By applying the first shifting theorem, here e raised to minus 2t. So we replace our s by s plus 2. Okay. Both the denominator are different, so no need to take the LCM in this example. See, this is the last and most IMP example. See, find the Laplace transform of e raised to minus 3t cos hyperbolic 4t and sin 3t. When exponential term and hyperbolic term is there, you have to convert your hyperbolic term into the exponential term. So e raised to minus 3t, keep it same. E cos hyperbolic 4t, we may replace by e raised to 4t. This is plus sign, students. E raised to 4t plus e raised to minus 4t by 2. And sin 3, keep it the same, right? So after simplification, 1/2 is common for all. E raised to minus 3t into e raised to 4t. So e raised to minus 3t into e raised to 4t is just e raised to t into sin 3t, right? And for the second term, e raised to minus 3t and e raised to minus 4t. So e raised to minus 7t is there. Now we have two different terms. Function is same, sin 3t, but the exponential term is different. So here we first find the Laplace of sin 3t. Laplace of sin 3t is what? 3 upon s square plus 9. Now, by applying first shifting theorem, for the first term, our multiple of t is 1 plus 1. So we replace in the answer of this s by s minus 1 for the first term. We replace s by s minus 1 for the first term, and we replace s by s plus 7 in the second term. Okay. So here s, we replace s by s minus 1 in the first term, and we replace s by s plus 7 in the second term. And after simplification, this is the answer. You have to do by yourself this example for homework. Sin 2t, cos t, cos hyperbolic 2t. You have to find the Laplace transform. I will ask, I have given you two examples to do by yourself. That is first Laplace of sin root t, right? And this the second one. So today we learn the application of the formula and the first shifting theorem. So if you have any doubt, you may ask. Otherwise, you may leave our today's session.